relax, settle into your space. Now, let the weight of the day drift gently away. Feel the softness of your breath as it moves in and out. Each inhale brings calm. Each exhale carries release. Notice how your shoulders soften, how your jaw loosens, how your body feels heavier, quieter, more at ease with each passing moment. The world around you slows down, and you drift deeper into stillness. Now, allow yourself to imagine. Our story today begins in a place far from noise, far from distraction. A monastery, old and timeless, sitting on a quiet hillside surrounded by whispering pines and the faint trickle of mountain springs. The air here is cool and fragrant, carrying with it the scent of earth, of wood, of stone touched by centuries of prayer. A gentle breeze moves through the monastery courtyard, stirring the leaves so softly that their rustle feels like a lullaby sung only for you. Inside, the great hall is dimly lit by candles that flicker in iron sconces, their flames moving with the rhythm of your breath. A long wooden table stretches the length of the room, smooth with age, polished by the hands of generations. The wood carries the scent of pine and oak, warm, grounding, comforting. Here, monks gather for their evening meal. They move in silence, their simple robes brushing softly against the stone floor. The rustle of fabric is delicate, soothing, like dry leaves stirred by wind. One by one, they take their places at the table. They do not speak. Instead, a hush fills the air, thick and sacred, broken only by the soft clearing of a throat, the shifting of wooden benches, and the faint creak of old beams high above. Before the meal begins, a monk stands at the head of the table and begins to read from scripture. His voice is low, calm, melodic. The words rise and fall like waves, not demanding thought, but inviting presence. The sound washes gently across the room, filling the silence not with chatter, but with a peace that feels eternal. When the reading is done, the meal begins. No words are spoken, only the gentle sounds of eating together. The soft clink of spoons against wooden bowls, the quiet tearing of bread, the hushed sip of warm broth. Every sound, though small, feels amplified in the stillness, creating a rhythm clink, sip, rustle, breathe that lulls the heart into ease. You notice how soothing it is, this harmony of simple sounds, each one as natural as the rhythm of your own breathing. As the monks eat, their movements are slow, deliberate, mindful. Each spoonful is lifted with care, each taste savored without rush. Silence stretches, but it does not feel empty. It feels full of calm, of presence, of shared stillness. The fire at the far end of the hall crackles softly, its glow warming the stone walls. Shadows dance, flicker, sway like drowsy guardians watching over the feast. The scent of herbs drifts from the broth, mingling with the woody fragrance of the hall, grounding you deeper into this moment. And as you sit among them in your mind, you feel yourself drawn into the same calm rhythm. Breathing in, breathing out, listening to the quiet music of the silent feast. Imagine yourself seated at this table now. You feel the smooth grain of the wooden bench beneath you, firm yet comforting. The long table stretches out before you, glowing faintly in the candlelight. The flicker of flames reflects in polished bowls. In the calm eyes of the monks who sit in stillness, you lift your own spoon, noticing how cool it feels against your fingers, how its weight grounds you here. When it touches the bowl, you hear the tiniest clinker sound that feels almost like a bell, reminding you to remain present, to remain calm. You take a sip of warm broth. It is simple, yet nourishing, carrying with it herbs from the monastery's garden. The taste is earthy, clean, soft on the tongue. And as you swallow, you feel warmth spreading down your throat, into your chest, filling you with a sense of comfort that seems to radiate outward, all the way to your fingertips. The hall is so quiet that you can hear every tiny detail. A spoon gently settling back into a bowl, a robe shifting as someone adjusts, the fire giving a soft pop, sending a small ember upward to glow for a moment before fading into the shadows. Outside, through the small windows, you notice the deepening blue of twilight. The sky is fading into night, and the first stars are beginning to appear. shining faintly, distant yet steady. The breeze through the pines hums like a lullaby, its rhythm matching the rise and fall of your breath. You close your eyes for a moment, and the silence wraps around you like a blanket. It is not an empty silence. It is alive, filled with gentle sounds, filled with peace. Each sound you hear, no matter how small, becomes part of a soothing symphony that calms your heart and stills your mind. The monks continue to eat slowly, their movements steady, unhurried. You sense that this meal is not about hunger alone, it is about presence. Each mouthful is an act of meditation, each sound a note in a quiet song of devotion. One monk tears a piece of bread, the crust breaking with a delicate crackle that seems louder than it should in the silence. Another lifts a cup of warm water, and you hear the soft touch of clay against lips. These are sounds of life, lived gently, sounds that soothe because they remind us of simplicity. The scripture, though no longer read aloud, seems to linger in the air like an unseen echo, guiding every gesture, every breath. You can almost hear it still, woven into the crackle of the fire, the rustle of robes, the clink of spoons. You realize that this silence is not the absence of sounds. It is the presence of peace. Here, in this hall, you are safe, you are welcome, you are part of the silent feast. And as the candle flames sway gently, casting soft golden light across the table, you feel yourself drifting deeper and deeper into stillness. As the meal continues, you notice how every detail seems to invite you further into relaxation. The air is cool against your skin, but not cold. It is the kind of coolness that makes you want to wrap yourself in it, like a gentle cloak. Each breath you take in carries the faint fragrance of wood smoke and herbs, calming your senses with every inhale, softening your thoughts with every exhale. Your gaze drifts to the far end of the table, where a single candle flickers. Its flame bends slightly in the soft breeze that sneaks through the cracks of the old stone walls. The flame dances slowly, never rushing, glowing with a golden warmth that feels almost alive. Watching it sway, you feel your eyelids grow heavier, as if the flame itself were hypnotizing you into stillness. The monks remain focused on their silent practice. Their faces are calm, serene, each one a reflection of peace. Their movements are slow, deliberate, as though they are moving in harmony with the rhythm of the world itself. The scrape of a spoon, the creak of the wood beneath them, the soft brush of fabric against stone. Every sound is softened, as if wrapped in velvet. You realize that here, there is no need to speak, no pressure to explain yourself, no rush to finish quickly. Time itself feels slower, stretched out, like a calm river moving toward the horizon. Imagine the river, now its waters, smooth and endless, glistening in the moonlight. You see yourself standing beside it, listening to the faint trickle of water moving past smooth stones. You feel the cool mist kiss your cheeks as the river flows quietly, carrying away every worry, every thought, every burden you brought with you. The silence of the hall becomes the silence of the river. Both are vast, endless, and deeply soothing. One monk lifts a small clay lamp, adjusting it so the light spreads across the table. The flame glows brighter, illuminating the grains of wood, the folds of robes, the worn hands that have known years of gentle practice. You notice the lamp's glow reflecting in the bowls, making them look like little mirrors of firelight. The longer you watch, the more you feel that the fire, the bowls, the monks, the table, even you are, all part of the same rhythm. Each sound, each flicker, each breath belongs to the same great silence. The scripture echoes softly in your mind once more. Words of wisdom, words of stillness, not spoken but felt. They arrive not as sentences, but as comfort, like a warm hand resting gently on your shoulder. The hall seems to breathe with you. Inhale, exhale, a rhythm so gentle you hardly notice it at first, but now you feel it guiding you deeper, as though the entire monastery is alive, rocking you softly towards sleep. Your body grows heavier, your breath slower, your thoughts lighter, and still, the silent feast continues, timeless, unbroken, cradling you in its embrace. The air inside the hall feels thick with stillness, yet never heavy. It is a stillness that comforts, that eases the edges of your thoughts. You notice the way the shadows dance along the walls, tall and thin, like monks of another world bowing in quiet reverence. They shift gently with the flames, never rushing, never hurrying, as if they too are part of this sacred meal. A soft wind drifts in through a narrow window high above, carrying with it the scent of pine needles and damp earth. It mingles with the warmth of baked bread and the faint smoke of oil lamps, wrapping you in a cocoon of layered fragrances. Each scent tells you a story, each fragrance reminding you of something simple, something safe. Your eyes wander again to the monks. Their movements are so fluid, so calm. It feels as if the meal is not an act of eating, but an act of meditation. Each spoon lifted, each piece of bread broken, is done with intention, with reverence. No gesture is wasted. No sound is careless. And then, the scriptural voice rises once more. It does not break the silence. Instead, it flows within it. The words are spoken slowly, each syllable echoing like ripples across still water. You cannot quite make out their meaning, and yet, you do not need to. The tone itself is meaning. It carries peace into the very center of your being. It threads its way into your mind, loosening the last knots of tension, smoothing every sharp edge until all that remains is softness. As the reading drifts through the air, you close your eyes for a moment. Behind your lids, you see colors: soft blues, warm golds, gentle grays, all blending like watercolor paint. They swirl slowly, like clouds at dusk. You feel as if you are floating among them, drifting weightlessly in a sky that has no beginning and no end. The clink of spoons, the soft murmur of scripture, the distant sigh of the wind, it all becomes part of the same lullaby. A lullaby sung not with voices, but with silence itself. Somewhere, a log in the hearth cracks, releasing a tiny burst of sparks. The sound is small, but it echoes, filling the room with a sudden glow. Before fading back into embers, the crackle comforts you, reminding you of evenings long past, of sitting close to warmth, safe and held. You notice the slow rhythm of the monk's breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Their calm is contagious. It draws you in. Soon your breathing matches theirs, deepening, slowing, settling. The table, the hall, the monastery, they no longer feel like places outside of you. They feel like places inside of you. The feast is not only before you, but within you. The silence is not around you, but inside you. And in that silence, you find rest. The world beyond these walls has faded away. There is only here, only now, only stillness. And still, the feast goes on, eternal, unbroken. The meal stretches onward, though time itself feels softened here, as if the ticking of hours has been wrapped in cotton and set gently aside. You are no longer aware of how long you have been sitting at this table. It could be minutes, it could be hours. The silence makes time irrelevant. Only the present moment matters. You look at the wooden table again, its surface glowing faintly with the reflection of the oil lamps. The grain of the wood seems alive, carved with the memories of countless meals, countless prayers, countless silences shared. Every line in the wood is a story. Every mark is a whisper of the past. The table has become more than wood. It is a vessel of peace, carrying generations of stillness within it. The monk's robes rustle softly, a sound like leaves brushing against one another on a quiet afternoon. Each movement of fabric carries with it a tenderness, a reminder that even in stillness, life breathes, moves, and flows. The scripture voice rises again, slow and measured. You notice how it falls into a rhythm, almost like waves upon the shore. The cadence soothes you, drawing you deeper into that dreamlike space where thoughts blur into images and images melt into feelings. The words may belong to sacred texts, but here, to you, they feel like lullabies. Outside, the breeze grows a little stronger. It presses gently against the window, sending a hush through the room, as though the entire world beyond these walls is sighing in contentment. Perhaps the trees themselves lean closer to listen, offering their branches and leaves as silent companions to the feast. In your imagination, you wander beyond the hall. You see the monastery gardens, cloaked in moonlight, where herbs and wildflowers rest in neat rows. You smell lavender, faint and soothing, drifting in from somewhere beyond. You hear the soft ripple of a fountain, water cascading over stone, each drop falling with a rhythm as steady as a heartbeat. You drift back to the hall, carried by the sounds. The monks continue their meal, and you find yourself synchronizing with them, not eating, but absorbing the stillness, savoring the silence the way one savors a warm cup of tea. The silence itself becomes nourishment. Your body feels heavier now, though not in burden, heavier in ease. The weight is pleasant, grounding. You feel as if you are sinking gently into the wooden bench, into the floor, into the earth itself. The ground supports you fully, as if it has been waiting patiently for you to rest here. The fire crackles once more. Its warmth stretches across the room like an invisible blanket. You imagine wrapping yourself in it, letting the glow seep into your skin, easing your muscles, melting away any last fragments of strain. And still, the silence continues. It does not demand, it does not ask, it simply is. A presence, a companion, a gift. Here, in this timeless meal, you are safe, you are at peace, and you are free to drift deeper, deeper, into the gentle embrace of night. The night outside the monastery deepens, and within the hall, the quiet meal carries on as though time itself has forgotten to move. The monks lift their spoons slowly, gracefully, as if each motion were a prayer, and the sound of wood against clay echoes faintly, like a heartbeat in the distance. You find yourself leaning into that rhythm. Spoon, clink, bite, swallow. Spoon, clink, bite, swallow. The repetition is hypnotic, lulling your senses into a trance of calm. It is not your meal, but you feel as though you are a part of it, sharing in the sacred ritual of silence. The air grows warmer now, not stifling, but comforting. The fire burns low, embers glowing like stars, hidden in a cradle of ash. You listen to the gentle crackle, imagining it as a lullaby sung by the earth itself. Every pop of the wood sounds like a soft exhale, a sigh of relief, encouraging you to surrender further into stillness. You glance at the monks' faces. None of them speak, yet their expressions shine with serenity. Their eyes are lowered, focused only on the meal, but there is a softness to their gaze, a gentleness that tells you they are entirely present, entirely at peace. Their silence is not empty. It is full of attention, reverence, and quiet joy. The scripture voice rises again. Its tone is deep, rounded, like stones rolled smooth by the river. Each word lands with weight, then dissipates into the silence, leaving behind a shimmer, like ripples expanding across water. Though you cannot catch every word, you feel its meaning settling inside you, resting like a stone at the bottom of a calm pond. Outside, the wind shifts, carrying with it the faint murmur of night creatures. Perhaps a cricket hums somewhere in the dark, its song steady and unbroken. Perhaps an owl drifts overhead, wings cutting through the air without a sound. The world beyond these walls is alive, but softly, respectfully, as if it too honors the silence of the feast. You imagine stepping outside for a moment. The monastery courtyard is bathed in pale silver light. The stones underfoot are cool, and the air brushes against your skin like silk. The garden whispers with the fragrance of herbs, rosemary, mint, and thyme. You breathe deeply, and the scents cleanse your thoughts, leaving only clarity and ease. Then you return to the hall in your mind. You sit again at the long wooden table, surrounded by monks in their simple robes. Their stillness steadies you. Their silence teaches you. You begin to realize that silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of peace. It is the space where you find yourself, where you meet the quiet truth waiting inside you. Your eyelids grow heavier now, each blink slower than the last. You do not need to resist. The silence welcomes you. The warmth invites you. The feast carries you, gently, into the world of dreams. The table stretches long into the hall, like an unbroken river of wood. The monks sit shoulder to shoulder, each one an island of calm, yet together, forming a steady shoreline of serenity. Their robes fold gently around them, the soft fabric shifting only when they move their arms to lift a spoon or break a piece of bread. The sound is barely there, a whisper of cloth brushing against cloth, like the hush of wind in tall grass. As you sit among them, you begin to feel the stillness of the hall entering your body. Your breath slows, finding the rhythm of the meal. Inhale, calm. Exhale, release. Inhale, calm. Exhale, release. Each breath feels as though it carries you deeper into the quiet. The scripture voice returns, this time slower, lower, more deliberate. The words seem to arrive not from a mouth, but from the very air itself, as though the stone walls of the monastery have learned to speak. You don't need to translate them. You don't need to understand them with the mind. Their cadence is enough. Their sound alone is like a lantern glowing in your chest, steady, soft, unwavering. The fire crackles, sending tiny sparks that rise and vanish into the chimney above. The sparks remind you of thoughts brief, fleeting, gone before they can settle. The monks do not chase them, neither do you. You simply watch them appear and dissolve, without clinging, without worry. Beyond the windows, the night continues to flow. You picture the forest swaying, tall pines leaning slightly under the weight of the breeze. Leaves rustle, their voices a chorus of whispers. In the distance, the stream glimmers in moonlight, its waters moving quietly, endlessly, carrying away what is no longer needed. You feel a weight lifting from your own body, as though the stream has reached inside and taken away your burdens. Every worry loosens, like knots untied. Every thought softens, like snow melting into the earth. The hall is not only a place of food, it is a place of rest, of release, of return. The monks know this, and now you do too. The silence is a meal in itself. It feeds you with calm. It nourishes you with presence. Your gaze drifts upward, toward the wooden beams holding the roof above. The wood is old, darkened by years of smoke and prayer. Yet it feels strong, timeless, as though it has been waiting for centuries to shelter you. Tonight, you imagine laying beneath it forever, secure, safe, protected. The longer you remain here, the less you feel the need to move. The silence fills the spaces between your bones. The warmth from the fire wraps around you like a heavy blanket. Your eyes want to close, and when they do, the hall does not vanish. Instead, it grows brighter inside your mind, more vivid, more alive, as if you've stepped through the doorway of dream. The silence becomes a bridge. You step upon it without lifting your feet. Your body remains seated at the long wooden table, yet some part of you, softer, lighter, drifts forward. It is as if your spirit has begun to wander, guided not by choice, but by the gentle pull of peace. The monks remain still, but you sense they know this path well. Their silence is not emptiness. It is a doorway, and you, tonight, are invited through. The scripture voice fades into the distance, becoming an echo you carry in your chest. You walk or perhaps float into the shadows of the monastery hall. The torches lining the stone walls flicker softly as you pass, their light bending, stretching, welcoming you. Every flame seems alive, leaning toward you, whispering its own wordless blessing. The corridor leads to a wooden door, slightly ajar. A breeze slips through the gap, carrying with it the scent of pine, earth, and fresh night air. Slowly, gently, you push the door open. Outside, the world feels different. The monastery behind you hums with the stillness of prayer, but the forest before you sings with the stillness of nature. Tall trees stand like guardians, their branches weaving together to create a roof of stars. The night sky is deep and infinite, but kind, never heavy, never overwhelming. You step onto a stone path, the cool surface grounding your bare feet. Each step makes the world softer, slower. The stones beneath your feet seem to hum, almost like a heartbeat, as though the earth itself is alive and carrying you forward. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls. Its voice is low, steady, wise. You imagine it perched on a high branch, watching over you with ancient eyes. The sound does not disturb the silence, it deepens it, like ink dropped into still water, spreading outward in soft rings. You follow the path until it bends beside a small stream. The water shimmers in the moonlight, moving so quietly it almost doesn't seem real. You kneel beside it, dipping your fingers into the cool surface. The water welcomes you, rippling outward, then returning to stillness. You cup a small handful and bring it to your lips. The taste is clear, pure, calming as though you are drinking the night itself. The forest seems to breathe with you. Each inhale feels like a gift of pine and soil. Each exhale a soft surrender. You sit on a smooth stone by the stream, listening, feeling, drifting. The monk's silence is far away now, yet still within you, like a candle's flame that cannot be extinguished. The sound of the stream, the rustling leaves, the gentle nightingale of it, begins to blend. You can no longer tell where one ends and another begins. You feel yourself becoming part of it, as though your body, your breath, your thoughts are threads woven into the tapestry of the night. And in that weaving, there is no effort. There is only ease. The night folds around you like a soft blanket. The stars above are countless, scattered like tiny candles across an endless ceiling. They flicker, not hurried, not loud, just gentle, like whispers written in light. You tilt your head back, gazing, and for a moment, the sky feels so close you could reach up and touch it. The forest answers the stars with its own quiet song. Leaves rustle in soft patterns, swaying in rhythms that are older than memory. Each gust of wind feels like a lullaby written just for you, carrying with it not only cool air but also comfort, as if the forest itself is saying, "Rest now, you are safe here." Somewhere in the undergrowth, a small animal stirs. The sound is light, a quick shuffle, then stillness again. Nothing feels threatening. Everything is simply part of the whole. Creatures moving, water flowing, leaves swaying, stars burning. You sit and realize there is no separation. You are not outside of this moment. You are this moment. The stream at your side glimmers silver, and as you watch, the ripples seem to shift into patterns. They reflect not only the moonlight, but also something more, something like memory, or perhaps imagination. You lean closer, your reflection soft and wavering, and the water shows you images. At first, the vision is simple. The monks in the dining hall, their hands steady, their spoons lifting, their robes brushing softly. The silence of the feast echoes here too, carried even into the stream. But then, the image begins to change. The monks seem to dissolve into mist, their forms drifting outward like smoke. What remains is not their figures, but their essence, the stillness, the calm, the quiet devotion. The stream carries this essence outward, beyond the hall, into the forest, into the very air you breathe. You begin to feel it in your chest, spreading warm and steady, like a lantern being lit. It illuminates without burning. It soothes without effort. You close your eyes. The forest does not vanish. Instead, it becomes more alive. With your eyes shut, you hear everything clearer. The flow of the stream becomes deeper, like a heartbeat. The rustling leaves grow softer, like silk brushing against skin. Even your own breath joins in, long, slow, a rhythm that blends with the world around you. A gentle voice, not spoken, not loud, emerges from the silence. It feels as though it comes from the earth, the air, the water, and also from within you. The voice is not made of words, but you understand it perfectly. It tells you, rest. Here, you are whole. Here, you are enough. Here, nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. The words ripple through your mind, not as thoughts, but as feelings. They sink deeper than language, deeper than memory, down into the very roots of who you are. And as you sit there, the night surrounding you, the silence holding you, you feel yourself begin to drift not away, but inward, into a place where dreams can bloom, slow and soft, like moonlit flowers. Imagine, now, that the forest itself begins to breathe with you. Each inhale fills the branches with light. Each exhale releases it back into the night. You begin to sense a rhythm between yourself and the trees, between your body and the earth. The quiet grows richer, thicker, like warm air that wraps around you. The monk's silence lingers, even though you sit far from their wooden table. It travels through the air like an invisible thread, linking you to them. Their discipline, their stillness, their choice to feast without words, all of it now belongs to you. It is as though the custom itself has seeped into the soil, and you, sitting here beneath the stars, are simply tapping into its well. You picture their table once again, long and sturdy, carved from wood that has seen centuries. Atop it, bowls of steaming broth, loaves of bread, simple fruits, and herbs. The clink of a spoon against ceramic echoes lightly, measured and slow. A robe shifts, a chair creaks. The reader's voice, steady and calm, rises like a thread of incense smoke, carrying scripture through the quiet, and then silence again. Always silence again. That silence, like the forest around you, is not empty, it is alive. It is filled with presence, with meaning, with unseen hands shaping the air. The monks feast not only on food, but also on stillness itself. And now, you, here in the forest, are invited to do the same. You close your eyes once more and imagine a bowl placed before you. It is warm in your hands, and the steam curls upward in delicate spirals. You lift a spoonful, and though no sound is made, you taste it rich, nourishing, comforting. Each sip feels like a note in a melody that never needs to be played aloud. Around you, the forest hushes, as if in respect. The stream softens its voice, the wind lowers its song, and even the stars seem to dim slightly, allowing you this moment. The entire world leans in, not to interrupt, but to honor the silence you now hold within you. A candle flickers in your imagination, though you are not sure whether it belongs to the monk's hall or to this dreamlike glade. Its flame dances, unhurried, casting shadows that move like gentle waves on stone walls. You watch it, mesmerized, until the flame itself feels like a heartbeat. Slowly, with each blink, your body grows heavier. Your shoulders loosen, your arms rest softly by your side. Your breath deepens. You sink deeper into the ground, as if the earth itself is holding you, supporting you without effort. The silence begins to glow. You cannot see it with your eyes, but you feel it tits, as though the stillness has turned into light, surrounding you, filling you, dissolving every tension. And as this light spreads, you realize something. You are no longer separate from the monks, or the forest, or even the stars. You are part of the same endless silence, the same eternal feast, where words are no longer needed, because peace speaks for itself. Picture yourself rising slowly from where you sit in the forest. Your body feels light, as though carried by the same still air that drifts between the trees. You take a gentle step forward, and then another, until you find yourself on a soft, glowing path. It curves like a ribbon through the woods, leading you somewhere unseen but deeply familiar. The silence walks with you, steady and patient. Each footfall makes almost no sound, only the faintest whisper of grass bending beneath you. The night air smells of pine and earth, a grounding fragrance that roots you deeper with every breath. Ahead, a faint glow begins to appear between the trunks. It flickers, as though born from candlelight. You follow it, calm and unhurried, until the trees part to reveal a structure that seems woven from the night itself, a temple of silence. It does not rise high with stone pillars or carved gates. Instead, it feels natural, as though the forest built it in secret. Its walls are branches, interlaced like hands folded in prayer. Its roof is the night sky itself, stars twinkling above like lanterns, and at the center, a long wooden table waits, the same table the monks once sat at, though here it is timeless, untethered, waiting for all who come in peace. You step inside, and the hush deepens. The moment you cross the threshold, the world outside falls away. Even the stream, even the wind, even the small rustles of nocturnal creatures fade into stillness. Only the sound of your breath remains, slow and easy, flowing in, flowing out. The table is set again. Bowls of simple food, steamed gently, their warmth filling the air. Bread rests in woven baskets, apples gleam in the candlelight, and pitchers of water wait, cool and clear. You feel no hunger, yet the sight fills you with comfort, like a hearth on a winter night. Then, as you approach, you notice them, the monks, already seated, their faces serene, their robes flowing like ripples of the earth itself. They make no sound. They only breathe, only exist, only share the same silence that now belongs to you. You take your place among them. The wood beneath your hands is smooth, worn by countless meals and countless prayers. A bowl is placed before you, Though no one moves, no one serves. It is as though the food appeared by the grace of silence alone. A single voice begins to rise soft, steady, like water flowing gently over stone. It recites scripture, not hurried, not forceful, but calm, like the breath of eternity itself. The words weave through the air, each syllable settling upon your skin like warm rain. You do not need to understand their meaning. The rhythm is enough. The cadence is enough. Around you, spoons begin to lift, bowls tilt, bread is broken. No chatter, no distraction, only the quiet music of a meal shared in reverence. The clink of a spoon is like a bell. The tearing of bread is like a hymn. The sip of water is like a prayer answered. You close your eyes, and though you sit among them, you drift deeper, still into the silence, within the silence, the quiet behind the quiet. It feels infinite, endless, like a river that has no beginning and no end. Here, you rest. Here, you let go. Here, you belong. Imagine now, the silence surrounding you like a cloak, warm and protective, woven from threads of stillness itself. It drapes over your shoulders, settles across your chest, and rests upon your lap. Every muscle softens beneath its weight, as though this silence were not empty at all, but full of peace, full of light, full of quiet strength. The scripture continues, each word like a ripple, gliding outward across a vast, tranquil lake. The voice is soft but unwavering, calm but steady. Between each phrase is space, sacred space, where your breath drifts gently in and gently out. You can almost hear your heartbeat answering, a rhythm in harmony with the still cadence of the voice. The monks eat slowly, reverently. No movement is wasted. Every bite is an act of gratitude. Every sip of water is a reminder of the river that nourishes the valley. Even in silence, the meal feels alive, vibrant with presence. You, too, lift your spoon, tasting food not with hunger, but with wonder. The texture of bread is tender against your fingers. The warmth of the soup fills your chest as though it were light itself. Nothing is rushed, nothing is hurried. And as you eat, you realize that the silence has changed, is no longer around you, it is within you. Each bite, each breath, draws you deeper into it, until there is no boundary between silence and self. When the scripture ends, the room does not break into chatter. No applause, no voices rise. Instead, the silence deepens even further, as though the absence of sound has grown richer, fuller, more profound. You feel the monk's presence beside you, a brotherhood of quiet hearts. Yet it is not only them. It is as if the forest, the stars, the stream, the earth itself has joined in this feast. Your body is perfectly at ease. Your hands rest gently. Your shoulders are loose. Your jaw unclenches. The slow rhythm of your breath carries you down, deeper and deeper still. Each inhale expands your chest like the swell of a calm ocean wave. Each exhale releases you into softness, like the wave receding quietly back to shore. One of the monks places a candle before you. Its flame flickers, small but steady. You gaze into it, and the world grows quieter still. The flame bends slightly, then straightens, never breaking, never faltering. You realize it is a mirror of your own stillness, gentle, yet enduring. As you watch, the edges of the room blur. The table seems to stretch into infinity. Rows of monks fading softly into the horizon. The roof of the temple dissolves into the night sky, where stars glimmer like grains of salt upon velvet. The silence stretches wider and wider, until you cannot tell where the room ends and the heavens begin. You are part of it now, part of the feast, part of the silence. The very air you breathe feels sacred, as though each molecule carries the hush of centuries. And with each breath, you are drawn further inward, to that vast stillness where nothing is rushed, nothing is needed, and everything simply is. Here, you rest in the company of silence. Here, you drift like a leaf upon a gentle stream. Here, you surrender to the calm that carries you, steady, soothing, timeless. As you sit in the embrace of silence, the candle's glow grows, softer, warmer, spreading golden threads of light across the table. Each flicker feels like a heartbeat, each shimmer a whisper of peace. You lean into that glow, and it feels as though time itself has slowed to match its rhythm. The monks around you are still, their robes gently rustling with each subtle breath. Their presence is steady, grounding, like trees rooted deep in the earth. You feel their calm, radiating outward, weaving into your own stillness, until you too feel as rooted, as steady, as timeless. The silence shifts again, soft and fluid, becoming less like absence and more like a guiding hand. It draws you inward, deeper than words, deeper than thought. It is not empty, it is full of the memories of the forest, the patience of the mountains, the quiet wisdom of rivers that flow endlessly, never hurried, never tired. Your eyelids grow heavier, your body loosens further, melting into the wooden bench as though you are being gently absorbed into the rhythm of the monastery. You feel the quiet vibration of the table beneath your fingertips, as if the wood remembers centuries of meals, centuries of silent gratitude. The scripture's last echoes drift away, yet the silence left behind speaks louder than words. It carries you somewhere softer, somewhere luminous. With your eyes closed, you begin to see, at first, only colors gentle, swirls of silver, deep blues, golden hues shimmering like candlelight upon water. The colors drift and flow, slow and hypnotic, wrapping your mind in warmth. And then, shapes emerge from the glow. A garden unfolds before you, vast and serene. Pathways of smooth stone wind between flowering trees. Lanterns sway softly in a breeze that smells of night jasmine and pine. You hear the trickle of a hidden fountain, its song blending with the gentle hush of leaves. This garden is not separate from you, it feels like an extension of your own breath, your own stillness. You walk slowly along the path, though your body never moves. Each step is effortless, floating, like gliding on air. The silence of the feast has followed you here, guiding your way, filling each moment with ease. As you pass beneath a great arch of woven branches, you notice the sky above vast, endless, glowing with constellations. The stars twinkle gently, each one pulsing like a heartbeat, each one in rhythm with your own calm breath. They do not rush, they do not compete, they simply shine, endlessly, peacefully, eternally. You pause beneath them, and the silence deepens even further. It is no longer something around you, nor something within you, it has become you. You and the silence are one, inseparable. And in this union, there is no tension, no worry, no weight, only a vast expanse of rest. The monk's presence remains, though you sense them now as distant silhouettes, walking gently through the garden paths. They do not disturb the quiet. They are part of it, as much as the stars and the trees and the flowing water. You follow the rhythm of their steps, slow and calm, each movement drawing you further, toward a place of surrender, a place where thought dissolves, where only peace remains. You continue along the garden's winding path, feeling as though the earth itself is carrying you forward. The silence is not heavy, it is feather-light, effortless, like drifting on a current. The lanterns above sway, casting ripples of golden light across the stone path, and each ripple seems to ease another layer of thought from your mind. Ahead, the sound of water grows stronger, inviting you closer. You reach a clearing where a wide pool rests beneath the starlit sky. Its surface is so still, so clear, it reflects the heavens above as though the sky has doubled itself. You kneel at its edge, gazing into the mirrored stars, and for a moment you cannot tell where the reflection ends and the real begins. The monks gather quietly around the pool, their silhouettes blending with the trees. They say nothing, only their presence speaks. The soft rustle of fabric, the sound of sandaled feet upon stone, the whisper of breath, these tiny notes weave together into a gentle harmony, a lullaby without words. You dip your fingertips into the pool, and the water is cool, soothing, alive. Ripples expand outward, shimmering across the mirrored stars, as if your touch has awakened the night itself. Each ripple carries a filling tranquility, ease, safety, and, as they flow outward, you feel those sensations flow inward, filling your body, filling your mind. The monks to touch the water. Each ripple meets another, merging, overlapping, until the pool becomes alive with waves of light. The stars reflected within shimmer and dance, and soon it feels as though you are no longer at the edge of the pool. You are within it, floating, surrounded by a universe of glowing constellations. Your breath slows further, in, soft and calm, out, even softer. With each exhale, you feel yourself sinking deeper into this star-filled pool, deeper into silence, deeper into rest. The world outside fades, walls, tables, benches all dissolve until there is only the rhythm of your breath and the soft embrace of the stars. The monks begin to hum, a low, steady vibration that rises gently into the night. It is not music, not exactly it, is more like the earth itself speaking through them, a tone of balance, of harmony. The sound vibrates through your chest, down into your belly, into your bones, until you feel as though you too are humming, though your lips never move. You close your eyes, and the hum becomes a soft blanket, wrapping you, holding you, lulling you. The water cradles you in stillness, while the stars pulse gently above, each one a reminder of quiet eternity. You are no longer watching the silent feast, you are part of it. The silence is no longer around you, it is you. It flows through your veins, it breathes with your lungs, it beats with your heart. You and silence are inseparable, infinite, resting together in perfect peace. And in that peace, sleep drifts closer, as natural as the tide, as gentle as a candle flame, as soft as the whisper of robes moving in the night. The hum of the monks deepens, rising like the tide, steady and eternal. It is not loud, not overwhelming, but it moves through you with the same certainty as your own heartbeat. Each note carries a softness that wraps around your thoughts, smoothing every edge, untangling every knot, until nothing sharp remains, only gentle curves, only flowing rivers of calm. The pool of stars glows faintly beneath you, and you feel as though you are floating effortlessly upon its surface. The water holds you, weightless, timeless, unhurried. Each ripple of sound, each vibration of the monk's chant lifts you higher into serenity. The boundaries of your body blur. You are no longer simply yourself, but part of the water, part of the stars, part of the very silence that stretches across eternity. As the hum continues, you sense patterns forming. It is as though the sound is shaping itself into unseen threads that weave through your mind. The threads are made of stillness, spun from the quiet breath of the night, and they stitch gently through your thoughts, mending, repairing, restoring. Where once there was tension, there is now ease. Where once there was restlessness, there is now peace. The monks open their hands, palms upward, as though offering the night itself. Their robes sway faintly with the breeze, rustling like leaves. The hum softens, becoming a whisper, almost imperceptible, yet more powerful than any spoken word. The whisper tells you that you are safe. The whisper tells you that you are home. The whisper tells you that it is time to let go. You close your eyes, and in the darkness behind them, light blooms. Gentle, golden light, warm as a candle flame, steady as dawn. It spreads through your chest, slow and sure, until your whole body glows with its radiance. This light is not outside, it is within, always within, and the monk's chant has only helped you remember it. You breathe, and the light expands. You exhale, and the light softens, surrounding you like the softest blanket ever woven. The garden around you fades away. The pool, the trees, the lanterns, they dissolve into the glow. You feel yourself drifting inward, deeper, down into layers of calm you never knew were there. Each breath is like a staircase, carrying you lower and lower into rest. Step by step, breath by breath, you descend into stillness. The monk's hum fades completely now, but its vibration lingers within you. It becomes your heartbeat. It becomes the rhythm of your breath. It becomes the silence itself. You are the silence. You are the stillness. You are the endless, peaceful night. And as you float here, embraced by silence, you feel the final traces of wakefulness slipping away, dissolving like mist at dawn. The feast of silence continues all around, yet within you, the banquet has become dream-soft, luminous dreams where the soul is nourished and the mind rests fully. Sleep draws near, tender and certain, carrying you into its arms like a child returning home. The stars above shimmer softly and slowly, as though responding to your slowing breath. They begin to shift. They twinkle in new patterns, forming constellations you have never seen before, gentle shapes that soothe you, symbols of peace and belonging. Each star glimmers like a tiny lantern, guiding you further into the land of dreams. The monks remain still, their presence steady and calm, but you sense their energy flowing into the sky itself. It is as though their silence has opened a doorway, and through it, the stars pour their quiet light down upon you. You feel it touch your forehead, your shoulders, your hands. The light is cool, like water. It spreads across your skin, leaving a trail of calm wherever it lingers. Breathe in, and you feel that starlight entering you. Breathe out, and you feel every worry, every thought dissolve into the night. The air itself grows lighter, softer, filled with whispers of dreams not yet dreamed. You feel your body sinking deeper into comfort, every muscle loosening, every part of you surrendering to stillness. Time no longer matters here. The only rhythm is your breath. The only sound is the hush of silence surrounding you. And then, the stars begin to move like a slow tide. They drift gently, weaving into a river of light across the sky. A celestial stream, winding endlessly, inviting you to follow. It feels like the monk's song has become this river, a sound turned to light, guiding you further, deeper, into the mystery of rest. You imagine yourself stepping into this river of stars. At once, you feel weightless, as though your body has vanished and only your spirit remains. The current is gentle, like a mother rocking a child, carrying you with infinite care. The water is made of dreams, shimmering with colors softer than any you've known. Every ripple is a lullaby. Every wave is a cradle. The monks fade from sight, but their peace stays with you, woven into the river, carried in the silence. Their blessing follows you as you drift farther into this dreamlike current. All around, the sky melts into a vast horizon of quiet beauty. Mountains of soft mist rise in the distance. Forests of silver leaves sway without sound. A golden moon floats low above the river, its glow filling every corner of this dreamscape. It is neither night nor day here, only the eternal twilight of deep rest. And you are free to float, to drift, to let go. Every breath pulls you deeper into this realm. Every heartbeat rocks you further into its embrace. You are safe here. You are held here. You are endlessly welcome here. The silent feast has become more than a table, more than a garden, more than a chant. It has become the eternal sanctuary of dreams. And you are part of it now, resting in its boundless peace, nourished by silence itself. The river of stars carries you slowly, effortlessly, as though time has dissolved into nothing but rhythm. The water, if it can be called, water, is cool and glowing, shimmering with colors softer than moonlight, colors that cannot be named but feel like comfort, like kindness, like sleep itself. As you drift, you notice the current is not hurried. It does not rush you forward. It cradles you, letting you linger, letting you breathe. The river seems to know exactly the pace your spirit needs. Sometimes it slows, so that you may gaze upon the silver forests along the shore. Sometimes it quickens, carrying you gently beneath arches of starlight, as though guiding you toward deeper rest. You hear no splashing, no breaking of waves, only the faint, steady hum of silence. A silence so vast it hums like music, low, soothing, infinite. Each note wraps around you like a blanket. Each pause feels like a deep breath from the universe itself. The air around you is soft as velvet. It smells faintly of pine, faintly of fresh rain, faintly of something ancient and pure. With every inhale, you feel your lungs fill with peace. With every exhale, the last traces of worry, thought, or memory slip away, dissolving into the river behind you. On the horizon, a bridge appears made, not of wood, nor stone, but woven light. Its arches shimmer like spun glass. It rises gently over the river, glowing softly against the twilight. The monk's silence seems to echo here, guiding you upward, inviting you to cross. And as the current brings you closer, you realize the bridge is not just a path, it's a threshold, a passage deeper into the dream, deeper into rest. You step onto it, weightless, each footfall leaving behind a ripple of glowing stardust. The bridge hums beneath your touch, as if alive, as if aware of your presence. It carries you without effort, each step lighter than the last, each breath more spacious, each heartbeat slower, steadier, calmer. On the other side of the bridge lies a meadow, vast and endless, covered in tall grasses that glow like silver fireflies. They sway, though there is no wind, moving in a rhythm that matches your breath, rising and falling, like a great lullaby. Scattered across the meadow are lanterns, hundreds of them, glowing softly, their flames steady and golden. But these are not flames that burn. They are gentle flames, cool to the touch, each one a vessel of calm. They flicker in silence, as though waiting for you to arrive, waiting to light your way into even deeper peace. You walk among them. Each lantern you pass seems to lean toward you, offering its glow, sharing its warmth. With each step, you feel yourself slipping further away from thought, further away from waking life, further into the boundless, timeless silence of the dream. And the monks, though unseen, are still with you. Their blessing lingers in the air, their stillness woven into every lantern, every blade of grass, every breath you take. Each lantern in the meadow seems to hold a story, though none are spoken aloud. They glow with a language older than words, a language felt rather than heard. As you walk among them, you notice how each flame bends gently toward you, as though acknowledging your presence, welcoming you into this sanctuary of stillness. The grasses sway in waves, shimmering silver beneath the lantern light. Their movement is so slow, so measured, that it feels as if the entire meadow breathes with you. Inhale, the grasses rise. Exhale, they fall. Inhale, exhale. A rhythm steady as the heartbeat of the earth itself. You pause for a moment, simply standing there, feeling the meadow breathe around you. The silence is not empty, it is alive, full of warmth, full of presence. The kind of silence that does not isolate, but embraces, like a friend placing a hand upon your shoulder, reminding you that you are safe, that you are home. A soft breeze stirs, carrying with it the faintest sound. It is not music, not words, but something in between. Like the low rustling of robes, like the gentle clink of wooden bowls, echoing faintly from a memory of the monastery hall. The monks are not here, and yet they are everywhere, woven into the lantern light, hidden in the hush of the grasses, reflected in the quiet rhythm of your breath. You begin to notice a path forming between the lanterns. It is not marked by stone or wood, but by the glow of their flames, aligning themselves to guide your way. You follow, your steps slow, unhurried, your body weightless, as though walking is not an effort but a dream flowing beneath your feet. The path leads to a circle of lanterns, arranged like guardians around a still pool of water. The pool is perfectly calm, perfectly reflective, holding the image of the night sky above. Stars shimmer upon its surface, and when you lean closer, you realize the reflection is not just of the stars above, but of the stars within you. Each light upon the water flickers in rhythm with your own heart, your own breath, your own silent essence. You kneel beside the pool, and the silence deepens. There are no rustling grasses here, no flickering flames, only stillness. A stillness so complete that you can hear the echo of your own being, gentle, steady, infinite. You touch the water, and it ripples outward in perfect circles, each ripple carrying the monk's unspoken blessing. It feels as though the ripples do not just move across the pool, but ripple across time itself, connecting you to every silent feast, every quiet prayer, every breath of stillness ever shared across the centuries. The ripples fade, and the pool returns to perfect calm. In its surface, you see yourself not as you were, not as you will be, but as you are in this moment, still, whole, at peace. You close your eyes, listening to the silence, letting it fill you like a gentle tide, carrying you even deeper into the dream. The pool before you glows faintly, not from any lantern nearby, but from the stars themselves, leaning down into its still surface. They seem to bow toward the water, as though recognizing it as a mirror of eternity. Each star twinkles softly, its light rippling across the water in threads of silver, weaving together like a tapestry of silence. You breathe in, slowly, deeply, and as you do, the stars appear to brighten. You breathe out, gently, fully, and they soften once again, dimming into the hush of the night. Inhale, the pool glows. Exhale, the pool rests. A rhythm, steady and calming, that pulls you deeper into its gentle spell. Around the pool, the lanterns stand unwavering, their flames bowing in the breeze like monks in prayer. The air is scented with the faint sweetness of wildflowers, barely noticeable but soothing in its simplicity. Each petal on each unseen blossom seems to radiate quiet blessing into the night air. A blessing that settles softly upon your shoulders, your chest, your mind. You kneel, your fingertips brushing the cool earth, and feel the pulse of the land itself slow, grounding, eternal. It is as though the earth, the water, and the stars are all breathing together in harmony, and your body has been invited into their sacred rhythm. No effort, no struggle, just an effortless falling into stillness. The pool begins to shift, not with ripples, but with visions. You see monks walking silently in single file through forest paths, their robes brushing softly against the earth, their faces serene and untroubled. You see them sitting at the long wooden table, bowls before them, no words spoken, only the gentle rhythm of eating, of being. You see their eyes closed in meditation, their hearts attuned to the silence that surrounds them, and you realize the silence itself is the teacher. The silence itself is the meal. The silence itself is the prayer. Your breath slows further as these images pass gently before you, like lanterns drifting across the pool. You do not need to hold them. You do not need to understand them. They arrive, they glow, they fade, and with each passing image, you feel yourself loosening, your thoughts dissolving into the soft current of quiet. The night deepens, the air grows cooler, wrapping you in a gentle cloak. The lanterns burn steady, the stars remain above, and the pool remains below, a bridge between heaven and earth. And you, resting at its edge, held in the tender stillness of both. You lean back slightly, lying down upon the soft grass. The earth cradles you as though it has known you forever. The lanterns form a circle above you now, glowing like constellations of their own, enclosing you in a sanctuary of light. And as your eyes close, the silence deepens further, not just around you, but within you. An endless sky without boundary, without sound, without end. You float there, in stillness, embraced by silence, carried by stars. As you rest there, eyes closed, the silence grows thick, almost tangible, like a soft blanket pulled gently over your body. You feel its weight, its warmth, and yet it is lighter than air. The silence hums not with sound, but with presence. A presence so deep it feels alive. Slowly, the silence begins to bloom into vision. Though your eyes are closed, images arise, soft, translucent, as if painted on the canvas of your mind. At first, they are faint, a dim glow, the shape of a doorway, a faint outline of stone walls, smooth and cool. You breathe in, and the vision grows clearer. You breathe out, and it steadies. The doorway opens. Beyond it lies a hall of silence, endless and vast. Its ceiling disappears into shadow, its walls lined with tall wooden beams, polished by centuries of devotion. The air is still, almost reverent, and each step you take echoes softly, not in sound, but in feeling, as though your soul itself is leaving footprints in eternity. At the far end of this hall sits another table, long, endless, stretching farther than your eyes can see. It is the same wooden table from before, but now it seems grander, more eternal, as though it belongs not to one monastery, but to the heart of silence itself. And along its sides, monks sit once again, robes of simple cloth, heads bowed, hands resting gently by bowls of humble food. Yet here, in this vision, they do not move. They sit completely still, eyes closed, faces serene, as though they themselves have become statues of devotion carved from silence. And yet, though they do not stir, you feel their presence deeply, as though their quiet is radiating outward, bathing you in calm. You find yourself drawn to the table. You sit among them, Your body relaxes into the wood, the grain of it smooth beneath your hands. Before you is a bowl not of soup, not of bread, but of light. A glowing, golden light, soft as candle flame, yet vast as the sun. The bowl seems to hum gently, not with noise, but with warmth that spreads into your hands, up your arms, into your chest. You lift the bowl slowly, reverently. As you bring it closer, the light spills into you, flowing gently, like water poured into an empty vessel. It fills your heart, your lungs, your very breath. It fills every corner of your being, dissolving tension, washing away worry, leaving only stillness. Around you, the monks remain motionless, yet their silence seems to deepen as you drink this light. Their stillness is not emptiness, it's fullness, an overflowing of peace, so profound it requires no word, no gesture, no sound. You drink until the bowl is empty, and then set it down. But it is not truly empty, for the light remains within you now, glowing softly, quietly, unshakably. You realize you have feasted not on food, but on silence itself. You lean back, the glow warm in your chest, and close your eyes once more. The hall of silence fades, the table dissolves, and you drift back into the soft dark of night, held by the same silence that filled your bowl, carried into a deeper dream. The glow within you lingers, steady and calm, like a candle's flame that never flickers. It does not fade. Instead, it transforms, spreading outward, merging with the world around you. Slowly, you become aware of the gentle presence of air, of space itself, holding you. A breeze stirs. At first, so faint you almost imagine it, yet the more you notice it, the clearer it becomes. An invisible hand brushing gently across your face, drifting through your hair, whispering along your arms. It carries with it the scent of pine, of moss, of earth damp from evening dew. With each breath, that forest air fills you, cool and fresh, soothing every muscle, slowing every thought. Around you now, the silence begins to open, revealing the subtle music of nature. Leaves rustle not sharply, not urgently, but like a lullaby, hushed and flowing. The sound is uneven, as the wind teases the branches in different rhythms. Yet somehow it feels perfectly measured, perfectly timed for your breathing. Inhale. The leaves sigh softly. Exhale. The branches settle again. You walk deeper into this vision. The monks, the table, the hall, they dissolve into the forest, as though they were always part of it. You find yourself stepping onto a path covered in soft moss, your bare feet sinking into its velvet touch. The ground is cool, forgiving, welcoming you into its quiet. Each step you take is muffled, as though the earth itself wishes to keep your presence secret, private, sacred. In the distance, you hear water, a stream, perhaps. The sound is low, rippling, playful, yet calm. You follow it, and soon it becomes clearer. The steady tumble of water over smooth stones, the gentle splash as it bends around a curve, the soothing trickle where it narrows into shallow pools. You kneel by the stream. Its water is crystal clear, catching the last threads of twilight, glimmering silver and blue. You dip your hand into it, and it is cool, refreshingly cool, but not cold. It kisses your skin like silk, flowing between your fingers, drawing away the last remnants of tension that linger within you. You scoop a handful and lift it slowly. The water drips through your fingers, each drop falling with a sound so delicate it feels like a note in a secret lullaby. And then you listen closely. Beneath the water's song, there is something else, a whisper, faint, almost imperceptible, like the echo of a voice carried by wind. It is not words, not language, but it is understanding. A reminder that silence is not emptied, is full of breath, of rhythm, of hidden voices that need no alphabet to speak. You close your eyes. The stream continues its lullaby. The wind continues its soft hymn, and you, to become part of this symphony of quietude, breath blending with the leaves, your heartbeat in time with the water, your very being melting into the forest itself. For here, you realize, silence is not the absence of sound. Silence is sound's gentlest form, the softest version of existence, carrying you deeper, deeper, deeper into peace. You linger by the stream, your hands still damp, cool droplets clinging to your skin like tiny pearls. The forest embraces you fully now, and as you breathe, you sense it guiding you forward, gently, as though the trees themselves lean to point the way. The path bends. A hush falls even deeper than before. The leaves above soften their song. The stream quiets, and before you, a glow emerges faint, at first, like the memory of light. You step toward it, drawn as naturally as the tide to the moon. Through the trees, you glimpse it, a doorway carved into stone, half hidden by ivy and moss. It is old, older than memory, older than the stories told by men. Its archway is worn smooth, its stones warmed by centuries of silent guardianship. Beyond it, you see the flicker of firelight, soft and golden, pulsing gently like a heartbeat. You step closer, barefoot still, each movement slow, unhurried, guided only by trust. The doorway accepts you without question, and you pass into a hidden chamber. The air changes here. The cool breath of the forest is replaced by the warmth of fire. The chamber is lit by a great hearth, its flames tall yet calm, dancing in steady rhythm. The fire crackles softly, each pop and hiss a note of comfort, a reassurance that you are safe, protected, held. The chamber itself is simple. Walls of stone, smooth from time, wooden beams overhead, heavy and strong. Long benches line the space, and in their quiet presence, you can almost see the monks who once sat here, wrapped in robes, their faces lit by the same golden glow. You approach the hearth, the warmth kisses your skin, melting the coolness of the stream from your body. You sit upon a low bench, letting your muscles relax, your shoulders drop, your eyes soften. The fire becomes your focus, and as you watch, it seems to move in slow motion, flames stretching upward like dancers reaching for the sky, then curling inward again, folding like petals of a flower. The crackling of the fire blends with your breath. Inhale, the flame leans. Exhale, the flame curls back. The rhythm becomes hypnotic, steady, timeless. As you sink into this rhythm, you notice something remarkable. The silence here is different. It is not the silence of the forest, nor the silence of the dining hall. This silence is alive with warmth. The fire does not break it. The fire completes it. The crackling, the glow, the dance of flame, these are not intrusions. They are whispers of comfort, an intimate language spoken by warmth itself. Your body softens further. Your breath slows deeper. You feel as though you could stay here forever, embraced by stone, fire, and silence. And in this stillness, you realize the monks who once feasted in silence, the trees who whispered, the water that sang, all of them are here. All of them live in this glow, this fire, this eternal quiet, and you are with them, part of the feast, part of the silence, part of the story that never ends. As you sit before the hearth, you notice the flames begin to change. What was once only golden and amber now shimmers with subtle, hues, deep crimson, soft sapphire, hints of emerald. The fire no longer feels ordinary. It feels like a mirror, reflecting not only warmth, but memory, story, spirit. You lean closer, your breath sinking with the fire's gentle sway. And slowly, within the shifting flames, shapes begin to form. At first, they are faint, as if painted by shadows upon the wall. But then they grow clearer: faces, robes, movements. You see monks gathered at a long wooden table, their heads bowed, their hands folded, their eyes calm with quiet reverence. They are not ghosts, nor are they visions meant to startle. They are echoes, timeless reflections of what has always been. The monks sit in stillness. No voice rises, no word is spoken. And yet, there is communication. A brother passes bread to another, their eyes meet, and in that simple gesture, a world of kindness is exchanged. A bowl of steaming broth is set upon the table, and the faint clink of a spoon against wood rings like music. The fire crackles softly as the scene unfolds. You hear the rustle of robes, the creak of benches, the faint shifting of feet beneath the table. These sounds, so small, become magnified in the silence. And you realize, with awe, that silence is not empty. Silence is full of life, of presence, of unspoken words. As you watch, a monk stands. He holds a small book of scripture, bound in worn leather, its edges softened by years of hands turning its pages. He opens it, and though you cannot hear his voice, the fire carries the essence of the words outward, like ripples upon water. The scripture is not heard, but felt like a vibration that hums within your chest, steady and reassuring. The monks listen, their faces serene. They do not need speech. They do not need conversation. The meal is not about food, though food is present. The meal is about communion, about sharing space, sharing silence, sharing something larger than any single person. The flames curl and shift, and for a moment, you feel as though you are sitting at that table, cloaked in a robe, a wooden bowl before you, your spoon resting in your hand. You look to your left, and a monk meets your eyes with a gentle nod. You look to your right, and another monk offers you bread. Without speaking, without even moving much, you feel included, embraced, part of their brotherhood. The fire flickers, and the scene softens, dissolving back into shimmering light. The monks fade, the table fades, but the feeling remains: a warmth in your heart, a softness in your chest, a quiet joy that spreads through every part of you. The hearth whispers again, its crackles like lullabies, and you lean back, letting your body sink deeper into rest. The visions may have passed, but the silence they carried still surrounds you, wrapping you like a gentle cloak. The hush around you grows thicker, like a blanket of velvet drawn across the world. The hearth glows with its steady fire, each flame swaying in unison with the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, and the embers glow brighter. Exhale, and they settle into a soft, pulsing warmth. The silence is not empty, it is alive. It hums like a low chant, one you cannot quite hear with your ears, but you can feel with your bones. A rhythm beneath everything, a heartbeat beneath the heartbeat. Imagine yourself rising from the bench where you sit, walking slowly, slowly, across the stone floor. Each step echoes gently, a muted sound that vanishes almost as soon as it appears. The air is cool, kissed by faint drafts that slide through the old wooden beams above. The world feels ancient here, and yet timeless, as though no hour or day can intrude upon the peace that lives in this space. You step into the hall where the monks once gathered. The long wooden table stretches before you, though empty now. Its presence lingers, as though the memory of every silent meal still clings to its grain. You reach out a hand, and your fingertips brush the smooth surface. It is warm, as if the table itself remembers the touch of hands. The weight of bowls, the passing of bread from one soul to another. A bench creaks softly as you sit, and you close your eyes. The silence deepens even further, carrying you inward. You begin to hear things not with your ears, but with your spirit: the faint rustle of robes, the careful placing of a spoon, the soft murmur of scripture whispered through memory. You let it wash over you. You allow yourself to sink into the slow rhythm. The world outside fades, the rushing, the noise, the demands of time gone. Only here, only now, only silence. The monks, though unseen, feel near. Their presence is gentle, like candlelight flickering in the dark. You sense them breathing, calm and steady, their breaths weaving with yours, altogether forming a single tide that rises and falls. And then, a thought drifts through you, not spoken, not forced, but arriving as naturally as the wind across grass. The thought says, "You are safe, you are welcome, you are part of this stillness." Your body relaxes more deeply, muscles softening, shoulders lowering, eyelids heavier. The fire in the hearth glows dimmer now, but its warmth spreads wider, as though it has reached into the very air you breathe. In this hall of silence, you realize that every sound, every clink, every breath, every rustle is sacred. Even your own breathing, your own heartbeat, belongs to the music of quiet. And so you let go. You let go of the need to speak, the need to think, the need to hold on. Silence holds you. Silence breathes for you. Silence is not emptiness, it is abundance. Slowly, very slowly, you drift deeper. The world grows softer, like a candle melting into wax, like a tide retreating into the sea. The silence grows like a mist, soft and shimmering, until it surrounds you completely. You close your eyes, and in that stillness, something shifts. It is as though the quiet itself is carrying you somewhere, slowly, gently, with no effort of your own. You feel weightless, as if the long wooden bench beneath you has disappeared, as if the stone floor no longer holds your steps. The air hums, faint and low, like a lullaby sung without words. And then, visions begin to form. At first, they are vague, shadows of candlelight dancing on the edges of your mind. The outline of monks, seated side by side, their heads bowed, their hands folded. Their faces are serene, untouched by time, as though carved from the same silence that fills the hall. The vision deepens. You see the bowls, before them simple, earthenware bowls, filled with warm broth. Steam rises in curling ribbons, drifting upward like incense smoke. One monk lifts his spoon, and though no sound is spoken, you hear the scripture read aloud, not with your ears, but with your heart. Words you cannot place, words that feel older than language itself. You drift closer. You hear the faintest sounds, the clinking of spoons against clay, the soft rustle of robes brushing wood, the almost inaudible exhale of breath after a sip of broth, and each sound feels amplified, not loud, but meaningful, as if every detail carries the weight of the sacred. The monks eat slowly, without haste. Each motion is deliberate, unhurried, woven into the rhythm of prayer. You find yourself breathing in time with them. Each inhale is steady. Each exhale is soft. In this vision, you sit among them, one of the silent guests at the table. No one looks at you, yet you are not unseen. You are simply part of the whole, accepted, included, cherished in the stillness. The quiet companionship of souls gathered without words. You notice how calm you feel here. No need to speak, no need to perform, no need to explain. Only the gentle flow of silence carrying you along. Outside, through tall, narrow windows, you glimpse the world beyond. The forest sways gently in the night air. Trees bend and straighten like monks themselves, bowing silently in reverence to the stillness of the meal. A soft wind drifts through the cracks in the stone, brushing against your face, cool and light. You breathe it in, the scent of pine and wood smoke mingling with the warmth of bread and broth. Every sense is soothed, every thought is softened, and the vision deepens further. You begin to see not just the monks and the hall, but the silence itself, flowing like water through every corner of the room, weaving through every breath, wrapping every soul in its embrace. Here, in this dreamlike stillness, you are safe, you are whole, you are at rest. The silence begins to move again, flowing like a current through the long hall. You feel it tug gently at the edges of your being, like a tide coaxing you toward the open sea. You do not resist. You drift with it, carried softly, as if the silence itself has taken you by the hand and is guiding you elsewhere. You are outside. The monastery is behind you, its stone walls glowing faintly in the silver touch of moonlight. A lantern sways by the door, its flame whispering and flickering against a cool night air. But your attention drifts past it, into the vastness beyond. The forest greets you. Tall pines, their tops bending slightly under the gentle breath of the wind. Leaves rustle like pages, turning in a sacred book. The ground beneath your feet is soft, cushioned by fallen needles, cool with dew. You follow the path, not because you must, but because it unfolds before you naturally. Like a gentle invitation, the deeper you walk into the forest, the more alive the silence feels. Not empty, not void, but full. The silence of life resting, of creatures curled safely in their burrows, of trees standing tall in ancient patience. A stream appears ahead. The sound of water trickling over smooth stones is soft, hypnotic. You remain still in the moonlit clearing, your body no longer separate from the night, but a part of it woven into the fabric of silence. The fireflies drift lazily around you, their tiny lamps blinking in soft rhythm, as if in conversation with the stars above. Each flicker is a heartbeat of light, rising and fading, like a breath you didn't know you were holding. You watch them without effort. Their movements soothe you, the way waves soothe when they rise and fall against the shore. There is no urgency, no hurry. only the slow dance of glowing specks in the cool night air. The grass beneath your feet bends gently, cool and damp with dew. You lie back against it, feeling the earth cradle you. The blades tickle lightly against your skin, and the scent of wildflowers drifts upward, a fragrance soft and almost hidden, like a secret gift from the night. Above, the stars stretch endlessly, shimmering across the velvet sky. The moon seems larger now, brighter, pouring silver light across your body, across the clearing, across the gentle stream that winds nearby. As you lie there, your breath slows even more, syncing with the rhythm of the earth. Inhale, stars shimmer. Exhale, fireflies flicker. Inhale, moonlight spills. Exhale, silence deepens. Your thoughts, if they arise, drift away like clouds, soft, harmless, dissolving into nothing. What remains is a vast stillness, a quiet that does not demand but embraces. The fireflies draw closer, circling slowly around you. Their glow grows brighter, until you feel as though you are floating in a galaxy, both above and below. Stars in the sky, stars in the grass, stars in the very air around you. And then, a strange feeling begins to bloom inside you. The silence no longer surrounds you, it radiates from you. You feel it rising from your chest, pulsing outward like gentle waves, merging with the night. You realize you are not just lying in the clearing. You are the clearing. You are the forest. You are the silence itself, alive and awake. The monk's meal echoes in your memory now, but not as an image of a table, not as bowls or bread. It echoes as an energy, a vibration, the same vibration you feel here, under the moon, with the fireflies. That feast was never about food. It was about entering this place, this realm of stillness, where every taste, every breath, every flicker of light becomes sacred. The silence breathes with you. It hums quietly, not with sound, but with presence. You could stay here forever and never long for more. Slowly, your eyes close, not from weariness, but from peace. You drift deeper. The fireflies glow soft against your eyelids. The moonlight gentle on your skin. The earth solid beneath your body. The clearing holds you. The night holds you. The silence holds you, and you fall not into sleep, but into silence itself. It thickens, softens, expands. It feels as if the air itself has turned liquid, and you are floating in it, weightless, timeless, unbound. The fireflies drift in slow arcs above you, their glow fading to whispers. They no longer seem like insects with wings, but stars set free from the sky, descending to dance around you in gentle spirals. Each light is a thought, a memory, a fragment of something once important. Now, glowing softly, before dissolving into the night, you let them go. The grass beneath you is no longer just grass. It feels like a bed of clouds, lifting you higher even as you remain still. The earth itself has become soft, almost breathing, each inhale lifting you slightly, each exhale lowering you gently, as if the world is rocking you to sleep. The stream nearby hums faintly, but its sound is not heard with your ears. It's felt deep in your bones, a hum of life, of continuity, of eternity. Its rhythm is the heartbeat of the forest, steady, patient, endless, and your breath, yes, your breath becomes indistinguishable from it. You breathe, the stream hums. The stream hums, you breathe, the boundary disappears. Your body grows lighter. Your arms, your legs, your chest, each part dissolves into the night like smoke, dispersing into the wind. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming more vast, more infinite. The line between you and everything else fades until it no longer matters. The monk's silence echoes now as a presence all its own. It sits beside you like an old friend, not speaking, not moving, only sharing the stillness. It is the silence of the forest, the silence of the moon, the silence of stars burning light years away. It is the silence before the first word was ever spoken, before time was counted, before names were given. This silence is ancient, and now it is yours. As your awareness floats, you realize there is no more need for thought, no more need for striving. You are held in something vast and unshakable. The clearing has become a temple, the fireflies lanterns of prayer, the moon a great guardian. Slowly, The stars above blur into rivers of light. The night sky bends and folds, pulling you upward, inward, deeper. You do not resist. You drift like a feather, carried by the breath of the universe. And here, in this final expanse, there is nothing left but peace. Not the peace of still water, not the peace of silence after sound, but a peace so complete it cannot be described. A peace that feels like home, like origin, like eternity itself. You are not in the clearing anymore. You are not lying on the earth. You are not beneath the moon. You are the silence. And the silence is infinite. The silence deepens until it no longer feels like the absence of sound. It becomes something else entirely, like a fabric, a gentle veil wrapping around you, soft and endless. Within it, faint impressions rise, as though dreams are drifting toward you on a tide. You see a flicker of lanterns, perhaps from the monastery hall. You hear the muted rhythm of spoons against bowls, but so faintly, as if remembered from centuries ago. And yet, they soothe you. They remind you of harmony, of stillness, of meals taken with reverence, where each bite was a prayer and each pause was a hymn. You realize this silence is alive. It is not empty, but filled with care, with patience, with peace, like a great, invisible ocean that carries all things. You float, and as you float, you see the monks once again, as figures in robes, but as silhouettes of light. They sit at their long wooden table, unmoving, aglow, as if carved from candle flame. They are not eating now, but simply being. Their hands rest still, their heads bowed. Their silence joins yours, fusing together into a great, endless presence that fills every corner of the dream. The table itself stretches outward, longer and longer, until it spans horizons. It is no longer wood-knit, is woven from moonlight, shimmering, endless. And at this table, you too have a seat. You sit, but you are also standing, lying, floating. You exist in every way at once. There is no hunger here, no need for food, no need for words, only a feast of silence. And what a feast it is. The first taste is calm, the kind of calm that seeps into your bones, dissolving all restlessness. The second taste is warmth, the hearth fire glowing within you, steady and unshakable. The third taste is timelessness, the gentle realization that hours and days no longer matter, because eternity is already here. The clinking spoons from long ago are now like lullabies, replaying in memory, soothing you further into rest. The rustle of robes becomes like the rustle of wind through tall grasses. The flickering candles of the hall merge with the flickering stars above. Everything becomes one, and one becomes everything. You let yourself fall deeper. The monk's silence is no longer beside you, it is within you, coursing through you like a river of stillness. Your breath slows, your thoughts fade, your body drifts, and even your dreams dissolve into this great, endless hush. There is no effort left, no striving, no reaching, only being, only floating. And as you float, you understand the silent feast was never about food, never about words. It was about this moment, this surrender, this release. You are here, you are safe, you are held. And the silence whispers not with sound, but with presence. Rest, sleep, be. The silence is so vast now that even the word silence feels too heavy. It is not absence, not emptiness. It is fullness, depth, a boundless cradle. You are inside it, and it inside you. The long table stretches on forever, luminous, weightless, made not of wood or stone, but of light. Around it, the monks remain, yet they are no longer monks, no longer men. They are outlines of stillness, human shapes carved from quiet radiance. They do not move, they do not breathe, they simply are. Their presence is like the mountains, unmoving, eternal. Their silence flows into yours, until you cannot tell if the stillness belongs to you or to them, more to something greater still. And then the table melts. It does not break, it does not fall. It simply dissolves into the silence, as if it was never built, as if it was always only an echo. The lanterns fade too. Their glow becomes stars. The stars then blur, dissolve, sink into the dark. You drift. The monks vanish. Their robes unravel into streams of soft air. Their bowls scatter like petals, turning into fragments of light that dissolve into nothing. And yet nothing is missing. The silence itself is the feast. The stillness itself is the company. The silence holds you, like water, like air, like warmth. You do not need to move. You do not need to think. You do not need to be anything but what you are, floating, breathing, dissolving. Time slows. Then time stops. There is no beginning here, no ending here, only this. A stillness that has always been and will always be. Even the breath becomes softer, in, out, fading, barely there. Even the thoughts become softer. A flicker, then gone. Another flicker, then gone. Even the self becomes softer. You are here, but also everywhere. You are you, but also no one. And that feels right. That feels whole. That feels like rest. The silence now is not a room, not a monastery, not a dream. It is the very sky, the very ocean, the very ground. It is vast beyond measure, and yet as close as your heartbeat. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to seek. There is nothing left to hold. Only this. Only now. Only stillness. The silence does not ask. The silence does not demand. The silence only offers an endless place to lay down your mind. So you do. You set everything down. You let yourself sink deeper and deeper until there is nothing left but breath. And then, even the breath melts into stillness. You are safe. You are held. You are home. The feast continues forever in silence. And you at last are asleep. Soft, softer still, softer than words. The silence holds you. The silence rocks you. The silence rocks you. The silence breathes you. In, out, in, out. A tide of stillness, carrying you deeper. The monks are gone. The lanterns are gone. The table is gone. Even the stars are gone. Only quiet remains. Quiet like the ocean, endless. Quiet like the sky, boundless. Quiet like the heart, resting. You float, weightless, formless, timeless. Breath dissolves. Thought dissolves. Self dissolves. Self dissolves. Only stillness. The body loosens. The muscles release. The bones sink. The skin softens. Heavier, heavier, and yet lighter than air. The silence whispers not with sound, not with words, but with presence. Stay, rest, sleep, in, out, in, out. The rhythm slows, the rhythm thins, the rhythm fades. Now only dream, now only rest, now only peace. The silence takes the last of your weight. The silence takes the last of your thought. The silence takes the last of your waking and gives you sleep, deep sleep, endless sleep, safe sleep. Nothing remains to carry, nothing remains to fight, nothing remains to know. Just this, a bed of silence, a sky of silence, an ocean of silence, and you drifting, falling, resting, gone, sleep. Hush, hush, hush. The night holds you. The silence cradles you. The dark sings to you. Softly, softly, softly. No effort, no thought, no need. Only rest, only sleep, only peace. The breath slows, like a feather falling, like a leaf drifting, like a candle dimming. In, out, in, out. Each inhale, lighter. Each exhale, deeper. The silence is warm. The silence is safe. The silence is yours. All edges dissolve. All weight dissolves. All time dissolves. You are floating. You are fading. You are free. Hush, hush, hush. The monks, the table, the lanterns, they are memory now. They are dream now. They are gone now. Only stillness stays. Only darkness stays. Only sleep stays. Your body knows. Your heart knows. Your breath knows. Down, down, down. Like sinking into velvet. Like melting into water. Like folding into clouds. Deeper, deeper, deeper. The silence strokes your brow. The silence closes your eyes. The silence tucks you in. There is no hurry. There is no fear. There is no sound. Just night. Just calm. Just sleep. Soft, softer. gone, drift, dream, disappear, hush, 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 sleep takes you, sleep holds you, sleep keeps you, forever safe, forever warm, forever still, sleep, she, slow, slower, slowest, inhale, exhale, let go, let go, let go, nothing left to do, nothing left to hold, nothing left to be, just rest, just rest, just rest. The hum of night, the hum of sleep, the hum of sleep, the hum of peace, like a tide. It carries you like a lullaby. It rocks you like a dream. It swallows you. Deeper now, deeper now, deeper now. Your body dissolves. Your breath dissolves. Your thoughts dissolve. Weightless, boundless, timeless, timeless. Hush, hush. The silence is thick. The silence is warm. The silence is kind. Eyes closed. Heart slow. Mind still. Drifting, floating, vanishing. No walls, no ceilings, no edges. Just space, just night, just sleep. A whisper without words. A song without sound. A prayer without end. Sink, sink, sink into pillows of air, into rivers of dark, into oceans of peace. Down, down, down. Safe, safe, safe. Every muscle loose, every thought quiet, every breath steady, like a child in a cradle, like a star in the sky, like a stone in the sea. You are held, you are hidden, you are home. She, no more story, no more time, no more sound, only rest, only sleep, only peace. Now, 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 sleep. She, hum, 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 hum. Inhale, hold, exhale, fall, drift, 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 deeper, deeper, deeper. The night hums, the stars hum, the earth hums. Your chest is quiet, your hands are soft, your thoughts are gone. Float, float, float. No edges, no borders, no walls. She like wind through pine, like waves in caves, like breath in sleep. Sway, 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 left, right, still, down, 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 peace, peace, peace. Hum, you dissolve, you blur, you fade. Every moment, slower, every heartbeat, softer, every breath, lighter, lighter. Silent, silent. The world rests, the body rests. You rest, weightless, boundless, boundless, timeless. Fall, fall, fall. Dark velvet, soft ocean, endless cradle. Held, rocked, loved. Hush, hush, hush. No story now, no voice now, no thought now. Only sleep, only sleep, only sleep. Yes, yes, yes. Rest, 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 rest. Unsoofed, soofed, soofed. She. Aha, aha. Breathe in, like clouds, like waves, like feathers. Breathe out, like smoke, like mist, like silk. Sashash, sished. The room is gone, the night is all. You are floating, drift, 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 like a boat. No anchor, like a leaf. No branch, like a sigh. No end. The monks eat in silence. The spoons still clink. The robes still rustle. But now, even those sounds fade. Fa ha 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 ha. Only breath remains. Only heartbeat remains. Only warmth remains. Sway, 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 right? Left, center, age, Hahoth, soft bells, soft might, soft skin. Fall, 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 fall. No words, no thoughts, only rhythm. Yes, yes, yes. You are safe. You are calm. You are loved. She. Rest, rest, rest. Su. Vin. Vout. Vin. Vout. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Hewish, hewhoosh, hewhoosh. Each breath is water. Each breath is tide. Each breath is ocean. Float, float, float. A monk lifts his spoon. It gleams, then fades. like a ripple of moonlight, sliding across the sea. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The table is ashore. The bowls are shells. The silence is the sea itself. Why of out, why of in, why of out. The robes sway like seaweed. The prayers drift like mist. The air itself, taste of salt and stillness. Imhum soft now. Imagine, you are floating on your back. The sky above is velvet. The stars, lanterns, the monks are there too. Floating beside you, each one silent, each one calm, each one glowing. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Every clink of the spoon is a droplet falling into the sea. Every rustle of fabric is a wave brushing the shore. And you are the ocean. Vast, endless, peaceful. You wish, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Only drift, only breathe, only rest. Why in, why out, why in, why out. The monks fade into the water. The table fades into the mist. Only the rhythm remains. Only the tide remains. Only the silence remains. Sufit. And as the waves cradle you, your body grows heavy. Your mind grows light. And sleep hovers just above, like a cloud waiting to descend. Drift, drift, drift. Chirp, chirp. A cricket sings. Hoo, hoo. An owl calls, soft as smoke. The monks do not move, but the forest moves around them. Every leaf shivers. Every branch sways. Every shadow breathes. Esht, shasht, sisht. The table has vanished. The bowls are gone. The feast has dissolved into the forest floor. Now the monks sit among trees, roots beneath them, moonlight above them. Still, silent, sacred, umhummed. Suft, the wind hums between the pines. It sounds like a hymn. It sounds like a lullaby. A moth flutters near a candle. Its wings make no sound, but the silence notices. The silence welcomes. Chirp, chirp. The cricket sings again, as if joining the prayer. The owl spreads its wings. It glides across the clearing, feathers brushing the air like monks brushing robes. Sesh, sish. Each sound is not separate. Each sound belongs. Each sound becomes the silence itself. The monks breathe. You breathe with them. The forest breathes with you. One, whole, unbroken. Wave of wind. Wave of breath. Wave of sleep. Wave of sleep. Slow, slower, slowest. The ground is soft beneath you. The sky is wide above you. The night is a blanket. The silence is a pillow. You sink. You rest. You let go. Soof, the forest is not empty. It is full. Full of whispers. Full of stillness. Full of sleep. And you are part of it. A leaf in the hush. A star in the dark. A breath in the night. Who the owl calls again. Not to wake you, but to guide you deeper. Deeper into rest. Deeper into dream. Shesh, sesh, sesh. Some monks remain. The forest remains. The silence remains. And you drift into sleep. Sish, sish, sish. The forest fades. The trees dissolve. The branches melt into air. Above you now, only sky. Wide, dark, endless. The monks are still sitting, but not on earth. They sit in the sky. They sit among the stars. Gleaming dots. Twinkling lights. Soft sparks in the hush. You hum. Sufid. Each star is not sharp. Each star is not harsh. Each one is gentle. Each one glows like a candle. The silence holds them, like beads on a string. Like pearls in the dark. Like dreams waiting to open. You look up. You float up. You drift up. The stars are closer. They are warm. They hum. 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 Hummmm. The monk's breath becomes constellations. Their stillness draws galaxies. Their silence shapes the sky. Planets turn, but without a sound. Comets pass, but without a rush. The universe moves, but in quiet rhythm. Slow, slower, slowest. Sash, sish, sish. The silence is not empty. The silence is infinite. It stretches farther than you can see, farther than you can dream. Every star whispers. Rest, 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 rest. Every constellation sings. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The Milky Way is a river of hush. Silver, soft, silent. You float on it. It carries you. It rocks you. It rocks you. The monks do not move. They do not need to. For their stillness is everywhere now. Their silence fills the sky. And you are inside it. Inside the hush. Inside the dream. Inside the night. Sesh, sesh, sesh. The stars are closing your eyes, one by one. Softly, kindly, completely. Hum, hum, hum. The sky darkens deeper. The silence deepens stronger. The sleep deepens fuller. You are gone, but safely, peacefully, completely. Sesh, seshed, stars. The stars begin to fade. The constellations dissolve. The galaxies grow soft, then softer still. One by one, they dim, they vanish, they rest. The monks remain, but not as bodies, not as shapes, not as forms. They are silence itself. They are hush itself. They are the space between. Hum, hum, hum. The stars were only candles. The sky was only cloth. Now even those are gone. No stars, no sky, no edge, no end. Just stillness, pure, complete, infinite. Sesh, sesh, sesh. You float in it. You sink in it. You are it. No weight, no thought, no need. Only rest, only dark, only deep. The monk's silence has spread everywhere. It has no boundary. It has no name. It has no time. It is forever. It is always. It is now. Suft hum. Your body is gone. Your breath is gone. Your mind is gone. What remains? Only peace. Only hush. Only sleep.